Bonjour, nin Waawaate Nishnakaza, substitution wakang natem nishnabak, Dujaban, Namatutem, and hi, my name is Waawaate Fobister. I'm from Grassy Narrows First Nation, Anishinaabe Nation, Treaty 3 territory. I am a storyteller in theater, which includes theater, dance, theater, dance, and choreography, Anishinaabe Mawin, and so I fuse all of that into live performance.
So first of all, I got a chance to read a little bit about your first performance, which was Agokwe and Omaagoman. And I found that they have a theme of duality to them. What is it that inspires you to create these juxtapositions between characters and develop these characters with such duality to them?
Well, I think the duality comes from is me identifying as a two-spirit person. Just in exploring that idea of two-spirit, of the male energy, female energy, and how it is like seeing what it's like to be living within, or really embracing both the male and female energy and the in between, and and trying to find the place of balancing it, or shape shifting within that. And so Guku was really about finding what a Guku, what the two spirit is, and then Omaagoman is more like it's already there. It's a being that I created based on Anishinaabe cosmology and my community's struggles, and the fierce land defenders of Grassy Narrows, and the fight against Mercury, and just basically of because Omaagoman bites someone really hard, and it's about just having tired of it and being of being bullied with environmental racism, and just taking away the land and putting us in and just destroying our way of life, and saying enough is enough. And and Omaagoman's kind of like a being that it created that just as basically says that enough is enough.
In an interview with APTN on Omaagoman, you mentioned that Omaagoman reached out to you as a big claw coming out. And I found that imagery really interesting. So my question then is, what is it then that made you sit down and respond to that calling, sort of grasp that claw, if you will, and bring it to life?
Right. Well, at the time I was kind of exploring, I was, because I took a bit of a hiatus of performing and being away from, because I used to live in Toronto. So I was just kind of being taking a break and just being back on with my community and being back on the power trail, and on one of the and I was kind of just percolating, and just kind of dreaming, and this character of Omaagoman, because I didn't have a name. It wasn't Omaagoman. The name wasn't Omaagoman. It was just kind of like, okay, I know this being is from the land. It's this creature. It has, and I started creating weird things with it. Okay, it has all this garbage on it. It has all this, and it just kind of developed into a bunch of little things while I was on the power trail in the summer. And then it was actually happened, where was that again? That was in the name of the reserve, Long Plain, in Manitoba here. The character is coming to life, is coming out of the ground, and it's from the earth. Omaagoman comes from the Earth's crust, the many layers of the Earth's crust, like soil, rock, and there's mercury poisoned seeped into all the layers, and then it's her coming up alive and coming, and saying, and coming alive to say what she needs to say.
So, what inspired the name Omaagoman then?
Well, I had a different name before. Well, I just knew Omaagoman was the character was, like I said, it was based on fierce land defenders of my community, like it's the women, the children, the youth, and they're basically like tired, and I think about like my sisters, my cousins, my aunties, my the grandmas, of my community, and a lot of them they're pretty fierce, and they're pretty protective, and they're pretty and so them, it's just basically the enough is enough, and and the kind of the idea of like mama bear kind of thing, so if you tag a mother bear, she's gonna like protect what she needs to protect because it's her baby, right? And basically it's what like the land, so that kind of idea. So like if enough is enough, you're gonna keep destroying the land, I'm gonna bite you.
So clearly the story has a deep personal significance to you, because I did some digging. I looked at the backstory of Omaagoman, what inspired you, your interviews and stuff like that. How is that exploration of the personal as well as the communal shared history of you and your community? And how did your community react to your performance?
Right. Well, like I like my community hasn't really like they like actually after Germany, I was invited to do a youth and elder gathering hosted by my community. So it was, and I was invited to perform Omaagoman there. And I was like, and I did, like they said, well, we only have like 20 minutes, like 15, 20 minutes. So I did 20 minutes of the show. And and it was, oh my God, I was so scared. Oh my God. I was so scared because there's elders there. There's like my peers, the ones I went to high school with, and then there's the younger ones, their children, everything like that. It's just like, oh my God, it's like my family, and it's based on, so it's, to me, it was just like, oh, I hope they like it. It's just so high pressure because this is about, okay, I'm showing you guys, but I'm like, I'm sharing with you what like I've created, kind of like based on not on us, but I guess, but like my inspiration is the community, and here I am sharing it with you.
Yeah.
But but the feedback was just like, oh my God, it was so amazing. They were so moved, and they were so I don't know, they were just so like, I don't even know what the words were. It was all emotional anyways for myself and for them. For me, like how, like, cause like as a storyteller, you're kind of you're kind of like a vessel, I guess, in some way. For me anyways, I'm a vessel of stories of like of from the land, and communicate to, like, as an artist, you have to be connected. Well, for me anyways, as a indigenous artist, I be connected to community, be connected to the land, be connected to the language, be connected, and using those to be to tell the stories in a very authentic way, and be very truthful, and that's what I do, and it's what I strive for.
So, from what I gather, the message of the piece hopes to drive social change to some
Mhm,
level.
mhm.
What has your experience been with the performance as a force of bringing social change?
Not just for my community, it's for like the environment, for in Canada, for the world, for the waters, for everything, because we're on a time limit already, like, and it's like time to, we need to figure out what we're gonna do for the next generation, because the rate we're going, we're not gonna be, we're not gonna leave nothing for them, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's kind of like, I feel like for me, it's that the stakes are that high. Like we need to do something. Like it needs to be, you know, something needs to be done. Something needs to change.
Lastly, if you had to give an aspiring artist one message or advice, what would it be? Any young artist who wants to put their story out there,
Oh,
yeah, what would your message to them be?
get up and do something every. To me, that's I guess my model is get up and do something. I don't know, just because like where I grew, Grassy is just like I feel like the motivation is very small. The fire, it basically is very small or very low lit, and we need to find ways to ignite that little fire inside. So just maybe like um, you know, keep your fire, keep your fire going and make your fire brighter. Um, and however, and find a way to do that. And whether it is to get up every morning to, even if it's a little step each day, to get wherever you need to go, and work towards it. Just think of that big goal and every little thing before it to get there. No matter how big or small your goal is, as long as you work on every little thing to get to it, just do it.